Hello everybody, welcome to Catherine Sews. Thank you so much for joining me today. Tomorrow night I'm leaving on a red-eye to New York City on a field trip with my school. So it's 8 chaperones and 80 kids. I've never traveled with such a big group before, but they're an awesome group of high school kids. And so it's fashion, music, and theater all going together. So it's gonna be a blast. What I'm gonna be doing today is packing for my trip. Everything I pack is gonna be thrifted and maybe upcycled. There's, I think on this whole rack that I'm choosing from, there are only 2 pieces I bought new. So from this rack that I've pulled out of my closet, I need to choose 5 outfits. And they don't have to mix and match because there's no going back to the hotel, changing for dinner. Like what I put on in the morning is what I'll be wearing straight through the day until the end of the night. So hopefully this video inspires you to look at your wardrobe as what you have, what you can upcycle, that you don't need to buy a bunch of new clothes to be able to go on a trip. So let's see what I'm gonna be packing. At the end, I'll include some photos of each day in New York, sort of the outfit of the day in New York. So I've got 4 dresses here. I think I'm gonna choose 2. Right now, my favorite dress is this one, this tie-dye dress with the skinny straps. I made this one in the video about doing a knockoff, and I absolutely love this dress. And I thought that it might make it more appropriate for a school activity if I put it over a white t-shirt. I absolutely love this dress. That is a strong possibility, but I also thrifted this one, which is, very similar. I do have a weakness for tie-dye. And so this dress ticks all of the same boxes. It might be my better choice though, because I think the fabric is going to travel better. This will just crunch right up and hang up and be perfect, and just might be easier to throw on. So between the 2 of them, I think this one might be the one that gets to go to New York with me. My next dress choice is between this one, which I love. I love this dress so much. And I did end up finding a belt that kind of wraps around twice, looks really, really pretty with it. This dress had long sleeves, collar, cuffs. It was too tight. I cut off the sleeves and put a panel down the side to make the waist a bit more accommodating, and cut off the collar, trimmed everything with this really, really pretty yellow trim. And I just adore this dress. I just feel like $1,000,000 in it. With the belt, it's just great. So I'm choosing between that one and this one, which I recently made. This one was the most unflattering thing you'd ever seen on me. It had big shoulder ruffles, which just made you look big everywhere. The body, which I know still looks boxy, but it was even boxier. This vertical piece just stopped at this dropped waist, so I didn't love that. And it was an awkward length, so I added some length using this navy fabric and continued those vertical lines down. So I love that one now, and it's 100% cotton, so that'll feel great if it's really hot in New York. And I wore this one last weekend shopping with some girlfriends, and when I ran into the restaurant to meet them, they all flipped out over this dress. They loved it. So I thought, okay, well, maybe that one should come to New York with me. And I just wore it with a denim jacket and white sneakers. And so that's really easy, right? For this one, the shoes I like to wear with it are these little beige booties, which are great. I love it with this dress, but that's a different pair of shoes I'd have to pack, right? So between the 2 of them, I think it might be this one that comes to New York. Then I've got 3 tops that are ready to go with 2 pairs of pants that I haven't quite finished yet. I'll show you those in a second. So this little red silky tank top I thought was so pretty. I just thrifted that. It does need to be taken in a bit on the side. So if I choose this one, I've got another job to do before I pack. Alrighty, so this red satin tank top just needs about 1.5 centimeters or 5/8 of an inch off both sides at the top, under the arm. So I'm definitely going to use a cheater's way. I'm not opening up that binding. I am just sewing right through it. And then I just want to taper slowly back into the side seam. Did not change my needle. I just have a universal needle. So I'm just watching and making sure if I see one little pull in my fabric, I'll stop immediately and change my needle. But I think this universal will be fine. No problem. So a nice gradual blend back into the side seam, both sides like that. So I'm folding it right on the seam. So the seam allowance is sewn down, that's why it's wrapping around. It's at the seam line that I'm folding it, bringing those top edges right together and just making sure I'm the same. Yep. And then if I hold that seam allowance near the hip and hold that directly in front of the needle, that's where I'm going to go, so it's no problem. I'll try that on, make sure it's fine. before I deal with this top edge. Okay, yes, it's all good. So I just don't want to see that at the top of the side seam. So I'm going to push that toward the back. It's a bit of a lump though. I think I am going to go ahead and cut off that corner. It's just a bit too thick and lumpy under the arm. That'll be more comfortable under the arm. So I'm just going to give that little edge a quick zigzag. I've got a zigzag that is 3.5 millimeters by 3 in the length. And I'll just zigzag that edge. And you know what? I could trim the rest of the seam allowance down the whole way, but I'm not feeling the need. Okay, compromise. I did zigzag a little in and then I'll trim a bit more. No problem. That looks like a bit more, doesn't it? Back to a straight stitch, and now I'll push that seam allowance toward the back, and I'm just going to give a little back tack right at the top just to hold that flat and going toward the back. Little nudge. So now if you do see under my arm, you won't see that seam allowance being all bulky in there. Same thing on this side. Seam allowance going toward the back and just a little back tack there. And it's thick, so I need to just lift up, give it a little nudge, and go. That'll do. Okay, this one's done. Or for those pants, I've got this one that I thrifted. It didn't need anything. I love that little sheer section on the top, and that's so easy to throw into a suitcase. And then this one, which was a box top. I trimmed it down to be the V-neck at the back, scoop at the front, sleeveless, put on the white trim, and I love the technique of this one. And the white trim might just be perfect to go with these pants that I just thrifted. Oh my goodness. Let me show you these pants. Ah, these are so fun. So I just sort of accidentally thrifted these ones. I was not looking to buy newspaper print pants, but the fit is amazing and all they need is a hem. So I'm gonna do that alteration right now. So I've pinned these jeans where I want them to finish, and on a normal jeans hem like this, where you're turning twice, I like to give myself 3 centimeters. So from where I'm finishing, 3 centimeters or 1.25 inches just brings me right up to that original hem. So nice and easy. I'll just cut off that hem all the way around. So I find the easiest way to do a jeans hem is just to turn up the full amount, the 3 centimeters, give that a good press. And then once that 3 centimeter or 1.25 inches is turned up and pressed, I just tuck in the edge and press again. So you're just measuring once, press the full amount and tuck in the edge. Easy peasy. I can use the free arm on a wide leg like this. And now I'm starting and stopping at the inseam, so my back tack is a bit hidden. And now I want to sew right close to the top edge. And because it's a jean, I'm going to lengthen the stitch length to 3, maybe 3.5. And I don't even have to pin because I've got that nice double turn, nice and pressed crisp. And bam, those ones are done. Caro jeans get to come to New York with me. And then the second pair of pants that I'm going to see if I have time to get done are these pants, which are my mom's. My mom has just recently moved into long-term care, and so a lot of her clothes she just did not need anymore. And so these ones are too big, but they just have a simple elastic waist. And I thought if I trim them down to fit me, I have room there to make a little pocket extension, which is such a beautiful, easy, beginner-friendly way to add a pocket. So I thought that will make a great video. If I get these done in time, I'll film that. It'll be its own video, and that video will come out before this one. So I'll link it here, what the finished product looks like. But they'll be great for travel. They're soft like a t-shirt knit almost, but a little bit more sturdy. And with any of those black and white tops, or with the red, that would be really pretty. Okay, so I did get those pants finished, and in fact, I liked them so much that I went and found another pair of pants that my mom was getting rid of, and it's more of a linen look, so a little bit more summer weight, definitely better for this trip. So these pants are going to be great. These are some crazy wild pants I bought at a thrift store in Bellingham, Washington. I just love these pants. They are so fun. And again, it's that soft, silky knit that's just going to crush into a suitcase and come out looking perfect. So those I love, and I'm going to choose between those and the fish pants, which I recently wore in a video and I flipped out over the outfit. This is the top that I wore with the fish pants in that video. This top was a dress. I turned the dress into the top, a sheer skirt and a lined skirt, all everything. So the black top with either the fishy pants or these black and white silky pants. I think I have to try this all on again, but I think these pants are too long for me to just wear with ballet flats or something. So if I have to bring a heel for this, then these ones are out, fishy pants are in. So I adore this top. I think I will sneak a little clear snap right there just to make it a bit more appropriate for a school activity. And then these pants have another drawback. That waist coming low below the peplum, I don't love that. So these pants might be a no. And the fish pants are the big winner. I just adore this outfit. So then the skirt part of that top is this sheer part and a separate lining, so I can wear it sheer as a swimsuit cover. That was my whole goal. Or the separate lining, if I put them back together, it makes a really pretty skirt that I can wear either with like a sleeveless sheer animal print top like that, or if it's a cooler day, I love this top, which I thrifted in Duncan, BC. And it's just really pretty. It'll tuck into that skirt and look nice. So that skirt is coming for sure. I just need to choose between the tops. I love this outfit too. I love this so much. So this is the skirt from that dress with a thrifted animal top. Sleeveless blouse. That's gotta come with me. But I was trying to decide between this blouse and this one, and I love them both too much. I think they both have to come. And you know, it'll depend on the weather. If it's a warmer day, I'll wear the sleeveless. If it's cooler, I'll wear the sleeves. They're both so pretty and both thrifted. And then these are my favorite jeans these days. I thrifted them. They were slightly flared, and I didn't do it in a video because it was such a simple thing and I wanted it right away. I just made them more tapered at the knee and back out at the flare. And so I really like the fit. And so, you know, I want to have one jeans outfit. So to go with those jeans, I'm choosing between this t-shirt, which was from a video. It was a dress. It had a higher neck and it's such a pretty t-shirt. I love that. So with those jeans, that'll be a good outfit. Or I could put this one, which I love this cityscape. I made this one out of like paneled fabric years ago, and it's got an asymmetrical hem, which I'm not so into anymore, but tucking it into jeans works really, really well. And I think it'll travel well too. It's just a silky woven fabric, but that is tempting with those jeans too. This is one of my favorite t-shirts. I think the neckline is so pretty and the fabric is beautiful. And I've just got it with my flare jeans and kind of a cowboy belt. Yes, I think this needs to come to New York, but that's pretty awesome too. Okay, maybe both t-shirts have to come with me. That's so nice, right? I love this. Isn't that cool fabric? And I just bought it as a panel. It's so pretty. Yeah, maybe this is the winner. Or both. Maybe both. And then, what if it's really hot? I better have one shorts outfit. And that little skirt that I made, I was inspired by a TikTok video of a cute girl singing a cute song with her cute boyfriend, and she was wearing this super cute skirt. And so I was inspired by that and had to figure out how to make it. So I ended up using a pair of jeans and a section of a denim skirt. And it's really sweet. I love this. It's really fun to wear. And I would put it with this t-shirt. This video was all about doing kind of a racer back. I also did a polo shirt into a racer back. That was from a viewer request. And this one with the smiley face is really fun too. So that with the skirt, that would be great. This is one of the only new pieces on my rack. And the reason I bought this new, it's from a line called Daub, D-A-U-B. And I bought that because I went to Toronto over spring break to visit my friend in Toronto. And before the plane even took off, I was having a chat with the woman next to me. And that's her line. So I went to visit her at the One of a Kind show in Toronto. And I bought this t-shirt from her. And we've been in touch since. I just think she's great. And this t-shirt also would look, of course, great with my black jeans. So the t-shirt's coming. And what do you think of this skirt? Isn't it cute? But I also love the skirt with the smiley face racerback t-shirt. So maybe both t-shirts have to come and I'll decide on the day depending on how hot it is. I don't want to get a sunburn on my shoulders. We'll see. And then I have to select jackets. So the white hoodie jean jacket combo that I did like a long time ago, there's a video for this where I combined the hoodie and a denim jacket. Both were too small, and so combining the two of them together gave me a little bit more room. And this, I wear this a lot, even though it's white, like it washes up nicely and it can go with loads of things, right? This leather shirt, it's Polo Ralph Lauren and it's real leather, and I thrifted that also in Bellingham. At the same time I thrifted these pants, they look great together. I was so excited to find this, and it was $20 I think US, and it's a good one. And it's not too big and bulky, so it will fit in my suitcase pretty well, I think. And then a couple of optional sweaters. This little one I thrifted also in Duncan, BC, and it just ties, really super easy to throw in a suitcase and really handy to have when you're traveling. And then this is the only other new piece in there, just like a almost crocheted kind of longer sweater, just that extra little layer, easy to throw in my suitcase. So that might be a good one too. So this is what I've got it pared down to then. So the only new piece that lasted, that made the final cut, is that crochet sweater, which is just a great kind of lightweight wrap to put on. So that is a good one. But the other new pieces are gone. They did not make the cut. So really I'm taking 99.9% thrifted and upcycled pieces on my trip to New York. I think that's pretty great. So I hope you like that. I hope that inspired you for your next trip. And until next time on Catherine Sews, you take care.